Survey reminder. Okay, hello YouTube. We are here on Twitch, but starting next week, or probably even this weekend, we will start simulcasting. Twitch has announced that we will be allowed to simulcast. So probably going forward, I'll be simulcasting on both Twitch and YouTube when the content allows for it. Yeah, you too, Tank. Yeah, true. Don't forget to do your survey. There's 200 crystals here. So at this point, if you missed out on the Hyperion Lounge crystals, probably by the time I get this up to YouTube, the Hyperion Lounge crystals will probably be expired. That said, if you did Hyperion Lounge, do the survey, and then do your share the event page for the upcoming patch. That's an easy 420 crystals. So don't forget to do the survey. This survey will go up until patch day. And then Sele birthday event, you can try and win some crystals here. They're pretty generous with rewards here, so give it a shot if you have time. I will try to make time for the fan art contest. What's on banner today? Ooh, Jade Knight gear and Kalodi for vill-v. So it's kind of funny because I remember one of the last couple of patches this was basically the same banners that was at the end of the patch, so, and the advice was basically just save. Don't forget to share the new version preview here, right? Here's your 20 crystals. When you click this share link, you can just copy the link or post it to social media if you want. You guys got from now until update, which is next Wednesday night, Thursday morning for global, and it's like Wednesday for SCA, to finish up everything. All your events. I'll probably do my top up this weekend. And then, yeah, your Terry event, Hot on the Trails, finish your grind for the emblem. Let's take a look at the off rates here. So Jade Knight, she's farmable. If you're Dolphin and Whale and you really want to catch up on your ice teams, like, okay, I get it. But remember, next patch is a major spending event, so my personal advice, my recommendation is that you skip this banner. All right, she's farmable from the shop, from War Treasury. Don't spend crystals here if you can avoid doing so. Focus supply. Let's take a look at the off rates. Keys of the Void, old meta. Tower of the Past for vill-v, old meta. Elysian Astra, old but still useful. Old-ish at this point, but still useful. We're still using it. We're still using it often, at least for now. Nocturnal Stealth is great. Iris of the Dreams, most new players I think are still getting it from their new player event stuff, but yeah, it's old meta. It's good to have, but it's old meta. Alair's Serenity, what a tragic weapon. Old meta. Obscuring Wing for Raven stands. Old-ish. It's pretty old. It's pretty old at this point. But it's fun to meme around with it, I posted my video from last Saturday, and Rhino pointed out that I had the wrong M piece equipped, and I was like, that's why my damage was so bad. Also, the Valk box for unlock. Yes, that's a great point, Pyroraptor. Yes, Susang will be free next patch. As an optional, if you already have Dea Ankoro, you're not looking for Dea Ankoro rank up stamps. Carlo Kalodi, Raksha T. Raksha, oh, Shattered Swords. Ooh. We're getting Pericles next patch. So if you don't already have Shattered Swords, this is kind of, it's somewhat obsolete. You could use it as placeholder on Sele. Vern will be craftable soon, and then Murata Himiko currently on Battle Pass. So, don't forget. I'll have a reminder for Battle Pass at the end of this video, or towards the end of this video. So yeah, that's a good reminder, Pyroraptor. Susang will be in the option box for next patch. So if you do not have this character already, next patch's option box will be one way to acquire this character if you don't want to save up all your currencies. And then after you acquire the character, you can use your currencies to buy the rank up fragments. Dea Ancora will also be in that option box, but in terms of meta, Susong is definitely more relevant, especially for ice team coverage. She's the source of breach, and she provides shield break at double S rank ups. Focus B. I'm tempted to do 110 pull here to try to get 1 or 2 Kalodi pieces, but next patch, this weapon and this gear will be available in Firepower, so if you're only missing like 1 or 2 pieces, I would just wait for Firepower. I will just get the weapon from Firepower Supply. It's probably the only thing I remember about Firepower Supply without looking at the list. We did a quick look back in CN beta version 2, reacting to Wyvern's overview. So that's on YouTube. Echoes of Paradise. Echoes of Paradise is old-ish, but it's still used. So Echoes of Paradise is not bad. Nue of Shadow is old meta, belongs in a museum. Hecate's Gloom. Oh boy. Old meta, has utility as a placeholder, but it's probably too expensive to use as a placeholder. So this one is also kind of like, probably wouldn't worry about it if you don't get it, unless you're an absolute Teresa Apocalypse fan, in which case getting one is good for your Twilight Paladin. Nebulous Duality, still kind of used for now. If you do Sele DPS, you'll want to have at least one. But the brick is happening next patch. So if you are playing HOS brick, you can just get the brick. You can just roll for the brick next patch. And we are getting a free HOS from event completion rewards in 7.1 if you're patient enough. Sanguine Gaze for Nyx, old meta. It's not bad as a placeholder scythe for your other scythe users, but like, yeah, that's kind of, you know, like if you get one and you don't have one, you can use it. I would probably keep a copy. I personally would keep a copy of every weapon if it's the first copy. Midnight Eclipse, one of the better physical lances for Equinox. Well, it's Equinox's signature, but you can use it as a placeholder on other physical characters. I use it on Asuka, but if you don't have Asuka, then it's whatever. Just hang on to it for when they make Equinox free if you end up getting this one, I guess. Carlo Collodi, I will just wait. I'll be patient and wait for when this set goes to Foundry. Holmes TB. Holmes. It's in Battle Pass now, and then it will be craftable in 7.1. The fact that it's craftable in 7.1 will probably make some players salty if they ended up spending Crystallum on it in Battle Pass. But at least if you did spend Crystallum on it, you'll be able to use it now rather than later. And then you don't have to spend the fuel later. So that's the trade-off. Pristine Elf Elysia, that's... Pristine, I always get them confused. Pristine Elf is the Hersher one, isn't it? No, Pristine Elf is the G4. I always get those confused. So this one's G4 is craftable. You don't. At this point, G4 Physical has been out for so long, right? Elysia and G4 Physical was introduced in 2021. G4 Physical is like 2 years old. In 7.0. A good reminder. Okay, so Holmes will be craftable next patch. No, I thought it was Vern. I thought 7.0 is Vern. Oh wait, the 7.0 in the chat was referring to the Vault box. Yeah, so Holmes should be 7.1. Holmes is 7.0? I didn't see it when we looked earlier. Alright. Vern in 7.0, Holmes in 7.1. I might just craft... Oh, Vern because I'm bored. Just have a full set for Nyx and just, I don't know. Bastet is getting up there in age too. Bastet is now like a year plus old now. Still decent in ice teams, decent for placeholder too. But man, we've had so many opportunities to get Bastet. It's been in the off rates for like so many banners. I feel like I bring this up every time we do banner reviews. Like, oh yeah, Bastet was in an off rate. I remember getting so many Bastet copies at the beginning of the year when we were pulling for Trio. Wow, can you believe it? We're almost a year out from the end of part 1. Time goes by fast. That face when you're still playing Pardo instead of Kira. Yeah, I mean, some players still doing that. Some players were like, I gotta skip Kira gear to get Sele. That's probably what I would have done on my NA account if I were still playing it. And then what would have happened was, like, I probably would have used like Eden pistols with Bastet, TM, Irene B on my Kira or something. If I were still playing the NA account, which I'm not. Anyways, that's pretty much banner review for this week. Just save, right? Just save. I really like that the background for this was like her original CG background where she's like in the train station. She actually had a really cool like trailer when they introduced her. Remember, you got Pardo Triple S a week before Kira was announced. Hey, at least a week before Kira was announced meant that you still got to play Triple S Pardo for like a one whole patch, right? You hesitated if you should get Brick and Pericles? Yeah, I mean, okay, so Monochrome, if you get Brick early, you can also stop pulling, because we did some tests, and if you're playing in Red Lotus and below, you know, if you have old gear like Siren Ascendant, it'll work fine, right? It'll work fine. Okay. That pretty much concludes banner review and event reminders, but let us take a look at the battle pass, because I did say that we would have the battle pass reminders. So homes will be craftable if you're patient enough. If you're overflowing on Crystallum, then maybe you pick up homes now, like 1 or 2 pieces, and then you craft. It reduces your crafting time when it does hit the foundry. Any 2-piece combination of like TB or MB would be nice. MB if you have like Susanna T, or like TB with Dracula M, which is also craftable in the foundry. As you can see here, I picked up Darkstar for collection because I figured I might as well grab it now, so then I don't have to worry about this in the future. So this is where my account is, where like I could just pick this up for collection. Now, this current battle pass will go until the Sunday after update. All right, so update will be Wednesday, Thursday, and this current battle pass will go up until this following Sunday, and then Monday after will be the new battle pass for 7.0. In which case, all this equipment will go to Vintage Shop, but the stamps will go away. So if you're looking for rank up stamps, you know, you want to do this before the update. Make your decision, right? I opted to go for HFS rank up stamps. I can't get to double S1, but I'm 40 out of 50 now. So the next opportunity, or maybe when she becomes farmable and, you know, like in a year or whatever, I will try to get her to double S1. More importantly, though, make sure you spend your honor chips. I think 6.8 or 6.7, I completely forgot to use my honor chips towards the end of the patch. So I had like 1,300 honor chips just wasted. as you can see here, as a paladin battle passer, I'm able to basically get all the important stuff. Now, if you're F2P or Knight, the order of precedence should go focus supply card, because this is crystal value. And then after this, you can kind of pick between Honkai Shard, Ancient Willpower, and SC Metal, depending on what you actually need. Or, you know, your Time Scroll passes if you have a lot of stuff to grind in Foundry. Now, at this point, the value of whatever it is depends on what you need, right? Get what you need. And then Phase Shifters and Fluid Alloy blocks, they're farmable, and there's not as much quantity here. Like, yeah, you can get some here without spending Asterite or Stamina, that's nice. Mind Stone, same thing, right? Like, if you're prepping to pull for elves and stuff, then yeah, maybe pick up the Mind Stones too. The ratio of honor chips to SC metals is pretty bad here, but it's still SC metals that you otherwise wouldn't have. So take it for what you will. Again, get the materials that you actually need. The reason I still recommend willpower is, like, even though most endgame accounts you're kind of already overflowing on willpower, if you're like mid game or like, you know, late mid game, early end game, and you're still, you know, farming old S ranks for collection and stuff, having this helps. Where I'm at is I'm using willpowers to buy fragments and then converting them to golden witch orbs for the harder to farm stuff. Yeah, 666. The number of the beast. Sacrifice is going on tonight. Alright, and that concludes our banner review and event end of patch reminders. Don't forget to do your survey. The code was Crimson Love, but probably by the time you see this on YouTube, the code will already be expired. Don't forget to share the 7.0 event page. We're getting a lot of goodies next patch. Just save your crystals unless you have, like, you just like to see money burn. And that's about it. That's about it. Good luck, captains.
该做的事情都做完了，接下来就是休息时间。想得美！来，陪我练习一下新魔法。